Okay.
What the hell is this?
I want to buy your house. I can pay you cash for your house, no matter what condition it's in. If you need to...
Yeah, they buying up all the fucking houses. Maybe they should stop so the average person can get a fucking home. Wow.
Donald Trump has been resorting to some wild lies about my record, and some of what he and his running mate are saying, well, it's just plain weird. I mean, that's the box you put that in, right?
The energy, the enthusiasm, the joyfulness, the positivity, the optimism that this campaign is able to channel. And so on the other side, you've got these weird men, because they're weird. And you know what? Don't complain that we're calling you weird, because you've attacked her on her dating history. You have called her a DEI hire. You've said everything she's gotten is...
She is 1,000,000% a DEI hire. Fuck what this lunatic is talking about.
Because of her gender and her skin color. You've called her all sorts of names, so I think we're being really kind and gracious by just calling you weird.
Can I show you something?
Doug Emhoff, Kamala Harris's husband.
You ain't black.
Wow.
And it's just so unnecessary.
Hey, if Joe Biden was in his right mind and seen that dude kiss his wife, I'm pretty sure he would be infuriated. Hey, Doug Emhoff better be glad this guy lost his mind years ago.
So wrong. Who the hell need... Don't get me going.
You've got these weird men.
Madame, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
No planet, no pride.
That's right.
Madame, you know it.
Indeed, I do.
Madame.
Nasty work, folks. Nasty work.
Well, it's just plain weird. I mean, that's the box you put that in, right?
Yeah, what is your message to Vance?
You don't mess with childless cat ladies.
What the hell is going on?
That's Bidenomics.
What the hell is even that? Yo, imagine getting called weird by people who have sex parades publicly in front of kids and pee in each other's mouth. Imagine being called weird by those fucking people. Yeah.
Hi.
Lance Stevenson. This dude is rapping now? Wow. Oh, that Mulvaney got finally turned back into a dude? I knew it was a matter of time. What?
Welcome back. President Biden addressing the nation for the first time last night since dropping out of the 2024 race. He did so from the Oval Office. Biden says that he plans to keep busy in his final stretch as president.
Over the next 6 months, I'll be focused on doing my job as president.
Nah, over the next 6 months, he's going to be trying to wreak as much havoc as he fucking can before he get up out of there.
Hi, I'm Julie Stahl.
This Marty McClain kid just stays in trouble.
Israeli.
Man, hopefully Arizona can push Carrie Lake past that finish line. Like, such a strong woman. Like, I don't know why they would allow that fraudulent shit to take place that they did in Arizona. What's that? The Hobbs chick. I haven't seen that much corruption like state level in a while. It's crazy to actually let that woman like make herself governor like that.
Georgia's recognized for 2 minutes.
Thank you.
Woo, see what MTG up to.
Choice, but I can't go like this. I'll give up my sword.
Georgia's recognized for 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Since being appointed by border czar by President Joe Biden, Kamala Harris has undoubtedly been a complete failure in her job and has destroyed our country by releasing a record-setting levels of criminals, rapists, and terrorists into our communities. Despite the attempts of the fake news media to whitewash her appointment as border czar, as Axios correctly reported, and they're now lying and say they never did, she was in fact labeled a border czar by nearly every major news outlet across the country. Border czar Kamala Harris said, "Do not come," yet proudly welcomed 11.5 million illegals from over 160 countries, including over 2 million known gotaways who completely evaded U.S. authorities.
Wow. And it's funny they doing that shit out of Minnesota, which they had completely turned into like Somalia. I'm all for immigration, but I'm all for legal immigration. Not just bringing fucking tons of people we don't know shit about, we haven't vetted, we have no medical or criminal history on. You know, any person with logic or critical thinking, even a fucking pinch of that in their head, will understand that's the best way to go about it. Instead of just flooding your fucking country with people you do not know, complete strangers, just like opening up your house and allowing anybody off the street to just walk in your fucking house. How insane is this? Who thinks that this shit is like possible? And you got these people that are leading our fucking country? Insane, man. This goes to show you that we're not sending our best and brightest to Washington. We're sending the most corrupt, the most bot listeners, like slaves to money and big donors. Because Kamala Harris, what qualifications does she fucking have to even be vice president? And it was so weird for me anyway when Democrats decided to pair her with Joe Biden. The whole time they debated, she was just completely destroying Joe Biden with facts, racism and all that. But next thing you know, they run and makes, "Oh, we did it, Joe. You just fucking hated Joe like a month or two ago, bitch. What are you talking about?" This shit is so fraudulent, man. I seen better scripts written in WWE WrestleMania.
She stood by and allowed these people to come in and idly watched our children and women being raped by illegal alien criminals. She's not just allowing them to come. The policies of the administration allow the CBP One app to import over 400,000 illegals into American communities. Under her watch as border czar, this has happened.
But not only that, Joe Biden flew those people in on planes. That's fucking unconstitutional. It's way bigger problems than just the border. Like, the border is a huge problem, but when you have this guy flying fucking people in here, that's an even bigger problem. He's going to get these people.
She can fake it for the photo ops, but we know that Kamala Harris wholeheartedly supports the chaos at our border, the chaos in our streets, and the chaos in the families who have been victims of her open border policies. Border czar Harris outlandishly compared ICE to KKK and radically called for the ICE to be abolished. She also posted the Minnesota Freedom Fund to bail out violent Black Lives Matter terrorists who burned down cities, looted stores, destroyed communities, and caused over $2 billion in damage to American communities all over America. Kamala Harris is not only the border czar, she is also the czar of chaos. And her policies have destroyed American. I yield back.
Yeah, MTG got to keep that fire, man. People act like they hate her. Hate her for what? Being a fucking patriot, loving America? Yeah, the only people that hate MTG are straight fucking communists. Where's that Nate DeLorean thing? Hold on. Look what we have here. Tech CEO exposes failed Trump assassin social media page. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're going to go check this out. Then I'm going to check out that Democrat that was caught pretending to be a fucking Republican. This shit is insane. Let's check this out first.
Yes, I have a fun story for you, but I want you to remember, myself and other big creators have explored the option that perhaps former President Donald J. Trump.
What makes these people creators? Now I know, you content, whatever, make a video, post it, whatever. What the fuck make these people creators? Could they get online and give their shit opinion about stuff they have no information on? That's what makes you a creator, creating fucking lies or delusions? Wow. And they be really feeling like they're important people. Such sad shit to watch.
34-time convicted felon, twice impeached, failed former President Trump. Was not...
Had to do all that. Oh, twice this and that, former failed this and that. Bitch, what did your president do? Bring in 20 million illegals and prioritize them over you? How your healthcare looking, bitch? How the grocery store looking? When you go buy your tapioca pudding? This shit is insane, man. That like they can just disrespect. Like, you're a fucking lunatic who gets told how to react and respond to everything. You have no brain for yourself. But these people have, oh, twice impeached, 34 felonies. Bitch, if I was in a position of power and I didn't like somebody and I was just like, hey, man, charge them with 40 felonies. Are those legit felonies? Or are those felonies because I don't like the guy? But these people know that. They just love being fucking bots.
Not shot by a bullet. Was it a shard of glass? Was it plexiglass? Was it a big mosquito? We might never know. But Christopher Wray, the director of the FBI, who is in charge of the investigation of the attempted assassination of Donald Trump, says this.
With respect to former President Trump, there's some question about whether or not it's a bullet or shrapnel that that hit his ear. So it's conceivable. Although, as I sit here right now, I don't know.
Look at this bitch just shaking her head. Oh my God! Whether it's bullet, does it fucking matter, bitch? Somebody took shots at him. Does it matter what cut his ear? It's like these people just so what if the guy shot at him? He didn't hit him. It was just plexiglass. Bitch, you're ignoring the whole fact that somebody took shots at this guy and killed innocent bystanders. One innocent bystander. And I'm not even gonna try to butcher his name right now. So, out of respect for the chief firefighter, I'm not even gonna attempt his name. But God bless to the family and everybody. But like, what is it with these people? Does plexiglass or something cutting his ear discount the whole situation? Like, what the fuck? I can't believe this is real life.
Whether that bullet, in addition to causing the grazing, could have also landed somewhere else. But I believe we've accounted for all of the shots.
Boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We got to talk about a story that is probably going to be ignored by the left, okay? But because the left has come out here and ran another psyop on the American people to try to make it seem like some far-right Trump supporter was the person that tried to assassinate President Trump at that rally that happened, 2 weeks ago? And the mainstream liberal media stopped talking about it, right? Everybody stopped talking about it. They've moved on to, Kamala Harris is so great. Okay, she's the next coming of the DEI Jesus. Everybody should get behind her, or you're racist, sexist, you're a bigot. But in my opinion, the most important story really is about the fact that we almost had a former president of the United States be assassinated. Now, again, a lot of these people on the left, they don't even want to believe that Trump was shot, right? They keep coming out here and speculating whether or not Trump was actually shot in the ear as if that matters, right? That doesn't matter more than the fact that there was a failed assassination attempt on the president that was allowed to happen by the Secret Service, who seems to be run by incompetent people. Now, Cheadle has resigned, okay? She is now out, right, after the hearing, okay?
Now, one thing I will say about that is that, what we see as incompetence, I feel like, is sabotage. One thing the Democrats, in my opinion, have been good at is making sabotage look like incompetence. That's why they brought Biden in. You got this old vegetable brain bastard that you can go do any type of illegal corruption shit you want to do, because he's at the head of it. He's going to be the one getting all the blame. So you go and hire all these people, corrupt people on them, do whatever the fuck you want to do. Because guess what, guys? At the end of the day, we're only holding one person accountable for that. And that's somebody who's not even competent to stand trial for the corruption that he has. You see where I'm going with this? This was the plan all along. They knew his health was deteriorating. They were going to use that to basically like negate all the corruption that they did. Because this guy can't stand trial. He's the one who told us to do all this. He's the one who allowed all this. And you guys can't charge him, take him to trial or anything because he's not competent. His brain, he has dementia. Excuse me. And this was the plan all along. That's why they cakewalked this zombie all the way through the presidential election, stole the election, in my opinion, and placed him there because they knew that they could get away with anything they wanted to. And then when it came down to it, they were going to blame Biden. You know, I'm pretty sure everybody with a brain seen this shit coming. So it's no surprise to us with critical thinking.
But there's still questions about the motive of the gunman, okay? And the mainstream media has tried to gaslight people into believing that the motive of the gunman was just some far-right lunatic who was not happy about Trump being not far-right enough, which would be an admission that Trump is not far-right, okay? But again, the mainstream media, they're so stupid, and they're so caught up in their narrative of trying to protect the American public from seeing the fact that a vast majority of the political violence in this country is happening because of far-left extremists, that they don't even realize that the narratives that they are painting don't even make sense compared to the things that they've said before in the past. But again, the mainstream media and the Democrat propagandists, they really want you to believe that this guy was a MAGA shooter. He was a MAGA shooter. And that Democrats, hey, they don't need to denounce violence because they're not responsible for any violence in this country that has ever happened over politics.
If you want to see the media's bias against Democrats on full display, look no further than how this particular issue is being litigated, where the guy who has spent the better part of a decade fomenting...
Hey, yo, this guy right here. One thing I say about this lunatic bastard right here, he works hard to lie to himself and everybody else. Like, his reaches, you would have thought this bitch was Mr. Fantastic on the Fantastic Four with how much this guy reaches. He works hard for Democrats, man. Like, get this guy a pay raise. You know, he's full of shit, but, man, he works hard for them.
Violence is finally on the receiving end of it at the hands of a registered Republican, no less, and yet suddenly it's the Democrats' fault for not lowering the temperature in this country. No cause to lower the temperature when Trump told his...
See, look at this piece of shit. You have all these fake... Yo, put nothing past these people. Like... I believe that these people would dress up in all Trump gear and go, like, I hate to say this, but these people would do a mass shooting in Trump gear. If you ask me, in my opinion. Because that's the type of people that they are. They would do anything to win and take this country to hell with them. So me personally, yeah. I think that these people would dress up like Trump supporters and start a mass shooting of anything to get people to believe that Trump and all his supporters are like the worst people in the fucking world, which is in fact them. Like you got, and that's why I'm going to the video I'm gonna watch after this is from Nate the Lawyer. It's about this Democrat leader who was actually pretending to be GOP and was actually attacking himself online. We're gonna watch that after this, but these people are so full of shit. And it's election season, so put nothing past these people. Don't go with assumptions on anything. Wait till you get information before you say anything about anything political. Because these people will fucking do anything. They know they can't win. They can't win off merit. They can't win off opening their mouths and speaking. If they don't steal shit, they won't have shit.
Rally goers to beat up protesters and that he would pay their legal bills. No calls to lower the temperature when Trump posted a picture of Joe Biden hogtied.
But we just got some reporting from a local news agency in Pennsylvania today that could give us a clearer view of the political beliefs of the shooter. This news agency talked to some of the shooter's neighbors who lived around him in the neighborhood he lived in, and they...
By the way, Harry Sissy right here actually works for an acting consulting agency. So they actually pay these people to come out here and act like they support Democrats. And this guy is just fucking loony out his mind. He can't even control himself online. And definitely needs to see a jail cell for all the threats and crazy shit that he's been posting. Because it's not free speech when you like incite violence towards people. When you talk about violence and all this other shit, it's no longer free speech. It's threats.
They confirmed that he had some political signs on his yard in recent years. Those political signs? Trump signs. Trump supporting signs. Seriously. So We're going to look at the reporting. We'll talk about it a little bit, but here is that reporting from the local news agency.
Investigators dressed in plain clothes as well as FBI agents approach this house. That's where the family of Thomas Crooks lives, which is right here on Milford Drive. Then we started to see those agents going door to door, canvassing the neighborhood and speaking with people who live here. They're trying to get answers to the many questions that still remain. Crooks's motive is still unclear. Records show he is a registered Republican, and neighbors today told us that they've actually seen Trump signs outside of the home over the course of the last few years.
Yeah, so some fantastic reporting there from 11 News, a local news agency, I believe in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They also...
Fantastic news reporting because they said something this bastard likes. Imagine that. You see, you got Trump signs, you got all this shit out inside, you're a registered Republican, all this, but you just decided to shoot at Trump. Where the fuck is the logic behind any of that? Can somebody please enlighten me on where the fuck any logic is in that? Where are the Biden supporters with all the shit he done did? Biden done fucking basically alienated half his base with the whole Hamas and Israel shit going on. How many of those radical, crazy Palestine people, you know, they had an insurrection at the DNC, but you know, that's not really talked about. But how many of those people did something aimed at Biden or anybody in his cabinet? And I'm pretty sure they have more than a reason than this lunatic did to shoot at Trump. But, you know, nothing makes sense in this fucking political atmosphere that we're in right now, especially when it comes to Democrats. These people are full of shit.
Actually spoke to neighbors who talked about seeing these signs in front of the shooter's yard. Take a look at that here as well.
Neighbor Kelly Little had few answers for the FBI and just as many questions herself. She said until recently there were pro-Trump signs in the Crooks' front yard.
There absolutely was MAGA supporting things for a while.
MAGA supporting things the shooter had in front of his house. This is quite a startling.
Okay, but we all know, just based off common sense, that it is very likely that this individual was not a Trump supporter. Okay, although he was a registered Republican, that means absolutely nothing when it comes to what his motivation was, because we know that some of the most Trump deranged individuals in this country are, in fact, Republicans, okay? And Trump derangement seems to be the primary motivating cause for this shooter, just based off common sense, right? Not based off unverified stories from neighbors claiming that, oh, I saw some pro-Trump signs in the yard and he's a registered Republican. Again, none of these things, right, are evidence, okay, of the shooter's motive, okay? We all know, common sense, that it would not make sense for a Trump supporter to try to assassinate Trump. It does not make sense, okay?
Facts. That's what I just said. Like, where's the logic in any of that shit? Democrats just put all this bullshit out here and just want you to eat it up because they honestly believe that most of the country are like idiots.
And now we're actually getting some real evidence about what this guy's political beliefs may have been. And lo and behold, he's a massive Biden supporter, right? Again, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this because the media is not going to cover this. They're going to sweep this under the rug, but this is exactly what I've been talking about, guys, how these people on the left are being radicalized against Trump. It has resulted in an assassination attempt that almost blew the president's brains out for the world to see. So let's get into it. The gunman who tried to assassinate former President Donald Trump appears to have used the controversial alt-right favorite social media platform Gab to spread messages, quote, in support of President Biden, according to the platform's founder. Gab CEO Andrew Torba said he learned Wednesday that Thomas Matthew Crooks, quote, may have had an account on our platform after getting, quote, an emergency disclosure request from a law enforcement agency. The account, Epic Microwave, which the CEO stressed he has been unable to confirm was definitely Crooks, posted on the site 9 times total. Torba tweeted just 30 minutes after getting the law enforcement request. Okay, so what we have here, okay, is the law enforcement that is investigating this.
And guys, you notice? Let me see.
Law enforcement requests. Okay, so what we have.
Let me see if I can stop it right on it. You notice, guys, that they always get these type of. Hold on. First off, let me start by saying, looks aren't everything. But do you guys notice how they always get like these loner, like, weirdo looking people that, probably are like super introvert, really don't have no social life with nobody? How the fuck do they always radicalize these type? How? These people aren't even social enough to really even be involved with people. But somehow just end up being like these fucking like these 007 operatives for the FBI, CIA, and like corrupt government. Shit is insane to me. I don't know why these people I can't speak on his life. But you have to have a pretty shitty life to be manipulated like this by government and doing shit like this. But wow, man, it's just crazy that they always find these like weirdo type people to do this shit. It's like a pattern. One thing about patterns never lie. Watch patterns. Don't watch people, watch patterns. I don't care what come out their mouth, watch patterns.
What we have here, okay, is the law enforcement that is investigating this, requesting some information about this account that they believe is connected to the shooter, okay? While the account made very few posts on the site, the majority of them were in support of President Biden, said the CEO of the platform, launched in 2016 as a completely free speech alternative to Twitter. Quote, a number of posts in particular expressed support for President Biden's COVID lockdowns, border policies, and executive orders. Torber shared images of
support Biden lockdowns that ruined our economy, kids, and everything else you can name under the sun. I wonder how people who supported that garbage feel now.
Biden comments made by the account with its handle blacked out. In one, the poster mocked someone sharing an election projection, writing in February 2021, quote, didn't you also think Biden would lose in a landslide? Yeah, I would not be very confident in your election predictions. In another thread, the user defended Biden's border policies with a study that compared crime statistics for undocumented immigrants, legal immigrants, and American citizens in Texas. Yeah, so again, if this account did in fact belong to this guy was a bleeding heart liberal, right? That registered Republican. That's what it sounds like to me, okay? Because if this guy supports open borders, he is in fact a bleeding heart liberal. Quote, Biden's executive orders don't incentivize human trafficking as human traffickers aren't interested in citizenships. Likewise, the majority of illegal immigrants are not criminals. And in fact, some studies, such as the one linked below, show lower rates of crime committed by these individuals, the poster wrote. Okay, yeah, so classic liberal Democrat talking points. But again, the media's trying to say, oh, well, he was MAGA, right? He was some far-right extremist that just hated Trump because Trump wasn't far-right enough. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Quote, it is also unclear if the extensive path to citizenship is in fact effective at routing out potential bad actors, hence why there is a review of that system, the user added. Torber said he was, quote, disclosing this information as a significant personal and business risk. Quote, if the past is any guide, defying the DC consensus by publishing the first definitive evidence that the shooter was a Biden supporter, something Democrats and the media allies have tried to cover up and deny at every turn, has a high probability of resulting in significant political and media backlash, he wrote. Yeah, so he's basically saying, listen, it's not favorable for me to come out here and to say that this guy was probably a Biden supporter, right? I mean, there is evidence that this account belonged to the criminal, the assassin, the would-be assassin, because otherwise law enforcement would not be requesting information about it, right? They're requesting information about it because they believe that it belongs to him, right? It belongs to him. Quote, we have saved the account data pending receipt of a search warrant, he stated. Okay, so this seems to be the first sign that the shooter was in fact a Biden supporter, in the sense that we have actual social media posts that are indicative of the shooter's political ideology, okay? Because you got to understand, him being registered as a Republican does not tell you anything about his actual political ideology, because political parties are not political ideologies, okay? There are liberal Republicans just like there are conservative Democrats. However, when you look at his post on Gab, if these posts do in fact belong to the shooter, then that would indicate that he was politically a liberal, okay? And that Trump derangement probably is what drove him to commit this act of violence against the president. This guy was a massive Biden supporter. And I'm not surprised by this at all, because the one piece of evidence that we did have, okay, that did indicate what his political ideology may have been before this, is that he donated to a progressive super PAC, I believe, right? He donated to a progressive campaign. A Trump supporter, a conservative, somebody that is far right, is not doing that, right? They're not doing that under any circumstance. So again, it is perfectly reasonable to rationalize why a liberal would register as a Republican, okay? Because we've seen that. Some of those Trump deranged individuals in this country are Republicans. Look at the Lincoln Project. Look at Anna Navarro. Look at Alyssa Fair Griffin. Okay? They're out there everywhere. Okay? But it's hard to rationalize why a Trump supporter would donate to a progressive PAC and try to assassinate the former president. That doesn't make sense, but that's the narrative that the media is putting out there that they want you to believe, okay? Which is that, hey, this guy was some Trump supporter, he was far right, but it seems as if this guy was a liberal.
And that's always the plan, man, to just put bullshit out there and just hope that the idiots eat it up, which most of the time they do. Pretty cringe shit, man. But let's get into this Democrat. Yeah, we gotta get into this Democrat who was faking being a Republican.
Coming after my race, my religion, my nationality, which is American. But, you know, I've been called Indian, Pakistani, so many different things that are not even coming after my. But our goal is to respond back with love.
That was Taro Patel on The Factor last year when he claimed he was a victim of racism in the political race for county commissioner.
A few moments later.
He is accused of creating a fake social media account to post racist comments directed at himself.
This former Biden White House aide is being charged with impersonating a Trump supporter and committing fake hate crimes against himself. You can't make this stuff up.
I'm gonna definitely make a video on this shit.
This is Taro Patel. He's a Democratic candidate for a local Texas county. Now, this Democrat has connections that go all the way to the White House. He was appointed by Joe Biden to serve in his administration as a liaison to the White House. He also served as a law clerk for the Department of Justice Criminal Division in the Public Integrity section. And he was appointed as a member of the White House's Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islanders Committee, also known as WHAANHPI. That is a long list of letters. Now, Patel is a Democrat, and he's running in Ruby Red, Texas, in a Ruby Red county against a Ruby Red incumbent. Now, Patel is running against Republican and longtime Commissioner Andy Myers. Now, Andy Myers has been on this job for 27 years. Now, during the campaign, Patel had an interesting idea. Now, Patel posted a collage of hateful comments that he says was sent by Myers' MAGA racist Republican supporters. Now, here is what Patel had to say about this madness.
This came after Patel sent out a press release with a collage of supposed racist social media posts that he claimed were directed at him. Meyer told investigators he recognized one of the accounts behind the comments as Antonio Scallywag.
Here is Patel himself talking about the crazy things that have been happening to him online.
A very deeply misguided place of fear that immigrants are coming to take people's jobs or things of that nature. And I try to remind folks is I'm not running against anybody. I'm running for the people, all the people of Precinct 3, whether they like me or not. My goal is to better their lives. But unfortunately, what we hear from a kind of polarized environment is it doesn't matter what my policies are. They're coming after my race, my religion, my nationality, which is American. But, you know, I've been called Indian, Pakistani, so many different things that are not even.
You're a fucking traitor. You're a traitor, bitch. I don't care if you're from here or whatever. These people have no love and no loyalty to America. And for that, get the fuck out. I don't care if you were born here. If you have no love and loyalty for your, because I'm going to tell you, you go to these other countries, they're going to remind you, you're not them. You're not them. So I don't give a fuck what your culture is or what culture background you come from. You assimilate here. If you don't love America, stay the fuck out of our government. And I don't know what president need to do it, but it need to be amendments to Congress to where you have to be born here. That's how we get bitches like the Ilhan Omar chick that married her brother to get here and all that stuff. Like, why are these fucking radicals in our government? If you're not born in America, you should not be allowed in our government. Foot in your ass.
Even accurate. But our goal is to respond back with love.
That was Terrell Patel on The Factor last year when he claimed he was a victim of racism in the political race for county commissioner.
Now, Andy Myers being upset that his campaign was being called racist and all of his supporters were being called racist, he decided to beg the DA for Fort Bend County to look into it, to find who these racists were, to stop this attack against Patel.
Back in October, the DA's office received a request from Precinct 3 Commissioner Andy Meyer to look into who was behind several social media posts directed at his opponent, which is Patel.
So now the DA's office is involved, the Texas Rangers are involved, and we have to fast forward to June 2024. So the DA's office issued subpoenas to Facebook and Google because they wanted to know who the fake account belonged to. So when Google returned the subpoena, they found that the account data matched Patel. His address, his phone number, even his Texas driver's license number and bank card were all there in the account.
The guy isn't that smart.
Some other personal information.
Why do we have people like this running to be our leaders, man? He's not even smart enough to cover his fucking tracks doing corrupt shit. You know, one thing you notice about a lot of our corrupt government officials is that they're at least good. Well, a lot of the older ones, the new ones aren't as bright, but the older ones, man, they at least was smart when it came to covering up some of their corruption. You know, everybody not like Nancy Pelosi, who just didn't give a fuck about having it out there publicly. You know, they at least tried to work at covering their tracks or either have somebody on the outside doing it. These new fucking corrupt bastards aren't that smart. And thank God for that.
Meyer told investigators he recognized one of the accounts behind the comments as Antonio Scallywag. The documents then further detailed how they linked that account back to Patel, including getting a subpoena from Facebook and Google. From there, they were able to obtain account and payment information, matching Patel's credit card number, address, phone number, and other personal data.
So police found that, in a shock, it was Patel who was sending fake racist messages about his campaign to himself. So on
how fucking insane is that, man? You harassing yourself, talking shit to yourself. Hey yo, it doesn't pay to be a Democrat, man. You can't pay me enough fucking money on this planet to be a Democrat.
June 12, 2024, Patel was arrested for impersonating a Trump supporter. This is crazy. A Democrat from the White House was arrested for criminal impersonation of a Trump supporter.
Commissioner score.
Yeah, police say Terrell Patel created a fake social media account, then used it to make racist attacks against himself. He's facing a felony count of online impersonation. In newly obtained court documents, authorities allege Patel stole a Needville man's photo, used it to set up his fake Facebook persona for a man he called Antonio Scallywag. And according to documents, the scheme was uncovered after.
Why did he use such a racist name for the guy? Scallywag? Like, come the fuck on, bro. Have you not any better black names or whatever the fuck he was trying to accomplish with that? Scallywag. As soon as I would have heard that, I would say, lock his ass up. He's making up shit.
Patel sent out a press release highlighting racist attacks targeting him and his campaign. Of course, now police believe some of those attacks were fabricated by Patel himself.
Now, actually charged with a third-degree felony charge for online impersonation of a Trump supporter, a Class A misdemeanor for impersonations of someone's identity, which is illegal in the state of Texas. Now, the district attorney's office in Texas said this was the first time their agency had ever charged someone with this election-related misdemeanor.
Patel now faces a third-degree felony of online impersonation and Class A misdemeanor for misrepresentation of identity. The DJ's office tells us this is the first time that they've charged someone with that specific election-related misdemeanor.
He is charged with online impersonation, a felony, and a misdemeanor charge of misrepresentation of identity.
Candidate for Precinct 3 Commissioner in Fort Bend County is facing criminal charges.
Terrell Patel is charged with a felony online impersonation and a misdemeanor charge, misrepresentation of identity. The Fort Bend County DA's office tells us Patel was arrested yesterday after a ranger executed a search warrant in connection to a complaint.
Now, Patel's bond was set at $20,000 for the felony and $2,500 for the misdemeanors. He bonded out and is free on bail.
We're told that Patel did bond out of the jail here early this morning. His next court appearance is on July 22nd.
So what do we have here? Well, we have a Southern Democrat, Patel, pulling a Jussie Smollett. Can you believe somebody in this day and age is actually pulling a Juicy?
We gotta go get this Empire Yeah, that's him. That's him. Is that him?
That's that Nick.
It's that Nick.
Get that Nick.
Oh, he's moving fast. Come on, let's get him.
Get that Nick.
My name ain't Empire. And I didn't answer. I kept walking, and then I heard Empire. So I turned around and I said, did you just say to me? And I see the attacker masked. And he said, this MAGA country punches me right in the face.
Now, Patel, just like Juicy, found out the hard way that when you claim racism happens and people are harassing you in this way, the government actually takes it seriously. They actually investigate. And if they find that it's you doing it to yourself, you're going to be charged, probably convicted, and embarrassed.
Meanwhile, we are hearing from the county judge's office where Patel once worked. Judge K.P. George issued a statement late today that says, in part, he's deeply concerned about the arrest and he trusts the matter will be, quote, examined without prejudice.
Now, you may think that's the end of the story, but then Patel was found to have been impersonating a judge in Texas. So a second investigation opened up into Patel impersonating a judge online. You can't make this stuff up.
The Fort Bend County candidate who was charged last month for allegedly faking racist social media posts against himself is under investigation again for a similar crime.
Yeah, a new search warrant filed by investigators this week claims that he impersonated a district judge on Facebook. In fact, it's the one who was initially assigned to preside over his first case.
That's right. He's impersonating the judge that's presiding over his own case. This guy is pretty sick with it. So I'll keep you updated on the Patel story, but I want to know, what do you think should happen to Patel? Should he be locked up? And do you think this is pervasive? Because it seems like people are just faking hate crimes like it's going out of style. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all that great YouTube stuff. My name is Nate the Lawyer, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
I don't want to.
It doesn't matter what my
Yeah, man. Shout out to Nate the Lawyer, man. Great content. If you're not following him on YouTube, you're doing yourself a disservice. But wow, this is where we at. 2024, we got Democrats creating fake hate crimes on themselves to make the GOP and Trump supporters look bad. So with seeing stuff like this, you got to take this shit with a grain of salt, folks. Anytime you see anything online, do your research first. You know, do your research. And anything with Democrats, I take with a grain of salt anyway. These people are like, it's kind of like you have to be a lying piece of shit to be a Democrat. It's like a required trait. But yeah, shout out to Nate the Lawyer, man. Great content. Hopefully we can get a follow-up, an update to that guy's case, man. I want to see his punishment. He needs to get... They need to make an example out of him. For any other Democrats that are thinking about doing that loony shit.
I'm just saying.
Elon Musk triggers Gavin Newsom. How the fuck is that guy still running California? California is hanging on by a thread. Like, at this point, we just need to kick that shit out into the Pacific Ocean, man. Let it float.
I'm just saying.
Let me see what's going on. Judge grants prosecution more time to respond in motion.
Hey.
What is going on? What is going on? Yeah, Thug, Rico trial. Is Fenty Willis still on his case? I wonder. Black comedians expose the ignorance of Democrat voters. What? It's disgusting. He went insane. Destiny get caught doing this.
What's going on, guys? I wanted to talk about Destiny. Recently, he did a lot of nasty things, and I'm thinking that it exposed something that's always been there. You see, with Destiny, he's always been foul, saying crazy things, and people would think because like a few weeks later or in between of him being nasty, he would come out and defend something and make some sort of sense, right? He'll go and debate.
Destiny is a straight piece of shit. Hell, let's see what Savati been on, man. I know Savati been posting some crazy shit. If you ain't been following Savati, you shit yourself too. Great content. You got Stevie Wonder's joint. I done missed a lot of Savati. Look at this shit. Oh God, we got a lot to catch up on right here. I'm gonna just breeze through it.
Can I ask you something?
Savati is fucking hilarious, man.
Life after death.
It's time to build back better. It's a matter of the thing we are simpatico on our philosophy of government and simpatico on how we want to approach these issues that we're facing. And so I don't have, and when we disagree, it'll be just like, so far it's been just like when Barack and I did. It's in private. She'll say, I think we should do A, B, C, or D. And I'll say, I like A, don't like B and C. And it's go, okay. And like I told Barack, if I reach something where there's a fundamental disagreement we have based on a moral principle, I'll develop some disease and say I have to resign.
Okay, I can first. Breaking tonight early.
What the fuck? This guy really said that shit? I don't even remember him saying that shit. Like, why was that not blasted all over Twitter and social media? We know Facebook ain't gonna talk about the shit, but why wasn't this all over everywhere else? That he said this weirdo shit. Now look what we got, man. Wow, somebody be on it.
Earlier, we just reported that the president has COVID. He canceled his event in Las Vegas. Speech there, he's tested positive for COVID-19. The White House saying he is vaccinated and boosted. He's experiencing mild symptoms. He will be returning now to Delaware, where we're told he will self-isolate and will continue to carry out all of his duties fully during that time.
If I reach something where there's a fundamental disagreement we have based on a moral principle, I'll develop some disease and say I have to resign.
What the fuck?
Because it's all part of the plan.
Nasty work, man. Nasty work. Wow. Wow.
Activating beast mode.
Wow, that's crazy, man. That shit should have been blasted all over social media. Like, they blatantly just been telling their whole fucking plan the whole time. Wow.
But when you turn 18 and you're in the system, you are considered an adult, period. Without any regard to the fact that that is the very phase of life in which we have invested billions of dollars in colleges and universities, knowing that is the prime phase of life during which we mold and shape and direct someone to become a productive adult. What's the other thing we know about this population? And it's a specific phase of life. Remember, age is more than a chronological fact. What else do we know about this population, 18 through 24? They are stupid.
Bruh.
That is why we put them in dormitories.
What did you say?
What else do we know about this population, 18 through 24?
They are stupid.
Very poor choice of words.
Eating them words.
What else do we know about this population, 18 through 24? They are stupid. They make really bad decisions.
It's no way to talk. It's no way to talk.
Here's another fact. Donald Trump and J.D. Vance are running scared.
One of Stephen A. horrible takes again. That dude flip-flop like Nike slides. Every day, man. Every day. You just never know what you're going to get from Stephen A.
Back in 2022, I lost.
Who cares, man?
This year that
two of the fakest people ever.
Vice President Harris has done a truly impressive job securing the majority of delegates needed to win the Democratic Party's nomination to be our next president of the United States. The vast majority of my senators quickly and enthusiastically endorsed her. So now that the process is played out.
A process?
Wow. To have the mention buying Black Lives Matter Association, who they, put to the forefront of the Democrat Party, is now slamming them for not, adhering to democracy. How many bites in the ass are they going to get, man? How many bites in the ass? They created all these minority groups that they put in the boxes. And now they breaking out them boxes.
Big. I mean, it's not as big as his game, but I'm, getting there.
It's close.
From the grassroots bottom up, we are here today to throw our support behind Vice President Kamala Harris. I'm clapping. You don't have to.
Yeah, nobody's going to. This guy should probably be somewhere learning how to fucking cook a burger. But he's making policy and decisions for America. How do you feel about that? You can go to Burger King and a team can give you a cooked burger. But this bastard who's seen, I don't know how many sons on earth can't even make a burger. But he's making decisions for your life. This shit is scary, man. This shit is scary. This dude put cheese on a raw burger. Now he's making decisions for people. Nasty work.
It's a happy day. What can I say?
Creepy.
Yes.
Leader, I know you said that this was a bottom-up process, but Kamala Harris is the Vice President of the United States. There was no other competition. This is going to be selected by party delegates, insiders, essentially. How what's your case to the American people and to the Democratic voters that voted for Joe Biden that this isn't a coronation?
The bottom line, it was a bottom-up process. People just rallied right to her side. The enthusiasm in this big, diverse, representative.
Who gives a fuck who rallied and did all that shit? It's a process to this. The voters choose. They had no primaries, no nothing. Dean Phillips and all them got basically got muted. And then now, oh, let's just hand it to this woman because we think she can win because of her skin color and what she has between her legs. That's probably fucking due for a oil change and a fucking what's I was about to say. I don't know, man. You might have to just buy a whole new car, an engine or whatever with that. I'm pretty sure she's past the mileage. And they just want to run her just off sex and skin color. How fucking crazy is that? I still can't believe it. Like, what part of your skin makes you qualified to make decisions for, like, millions and millions and millions of people? I just don't get that shit at all, man. It's like we're living in, like, a parody. Like a Boondocks parody.
Party was amazing. It was palpable. You could cut it with a knife.
And now you can make a decision. Do you want an apple or do you want an orange? That's democracy.
That's it.
Our country is going to hell.
Very fast.
Hi, I'm JT, and I'm
extremely fast. Let's see, where are we at?
It's not enough to just build back. We have to build back better than before.
Now you probably heard we had a little debate last week. Can't say it was my best performance. We love it, Joe. But ever since then, there's been a lot of speculation. What's Joe going to do? Is he going to stay in the race? Is he going to drop out?
This dude has like the worst toupee I've ever seen. It's like his shit just literally just sitting on his head, like the wind just blow that cotton right off his head.
What's he going to do? Well, here's my answer. I am running and going to win again.
Later.
You know, in recent weeks, it's become clear to me that I need to unite my party in this critical endeavor. I believe my record as president, my leadership in the world, my vision for America's future, all merited a second term. But nothing can come in the way of saving our democracy. That includes personal ambition. So I've decided the best way forward is to pass the torch to a new generation. Don't. That's the best way to unite our nation. What are we doing? You know, there is a time and a place for long years of experience in public life. Lock them up. There's also a time and a place for new voices, fresh voices, yes, younger voices. And that time and place is now. What a stupid son of a...
Where's he at?
It was a double cross.
It was a lie. It was a lie. Bastard! It was all a lie!
So if it has nothing to do with his health, then it had to do with polling, which means this is a coup d'etat.
Definitely was a coup. Nobody gonna talk about that though. They'll talk about the fake coup though, the January 6th bullshit that the committee deleted all the evidence for. But they ain't gonna talk about that Democrat coup though. I can't wait till we get rid of these fucking people out of our government, man. And then you got people in Washington playing nice with them. How do you play nice with terrorists who hate your country? And that violated the Constitution every fucking chance they got. Like, it's time to start playing nice with these bastards, man. Like, start locking these people up, man. Shit is sad. Oh, but I didn't even see. Damn, I missed a lot of the content. I've been working a lot though. Like I've been working a lot.
We're coming up on a major fundraising deadline, and there aren't many more between now and the election.
Look how fucking crazy she look. Look at her eyes. Man, if y'all don't get this woman away from our White House.
So I am asking.
My problem with the Republicans right now is the lying. Yeah. It's the lying.
My problem with the Republicans right now is the lying.
We have a lot more to do, though. And I'm going to get those gas prices down again, I promise you. Thank you. But seriously.
Nationwide, gas prices have hit the highest level we have seen in the last 6 months. Right now, the national average $3.58 a gallon. That is up 20 cents a gallon from a month ago.
That's a real day-to-day pain that people
feel. It really is. And it's real. But the fact is that if you take a look at what the people have, they have the money to spend.
Women and children run me.
You unimaginable bastard.
Elise Stefanik blames Dems for a violent Biden criminal crisis.
That's not true.
What is she talking about?
Murder's down 26%.
Because, as you were saying, murder and violent crime have plunged in the past 15 months.
The agency says nearly 40% of law enforcement agencies nationwide
Wow.
report crimes to the FBI.
Wow. What the fuck? Hold up. What? But then they tell you, oh, crime is bad, man. All the crime isn't going on. It's down. Of course, when you don't fucking report it, a prosecutor is down. I didn't know it was this bad though. Wow. Hold up. Let me run this back.
The agency says nearly 40% of law enforcement agencies nationwide
didn't report crimes to the FBI.
Wow. The fuck is this, The Purge? Hey, I'm gonna have to go check the Pentagon's and the CIA's movie budget to find out if The Purge is one of the movies that they funded. Cause this shit is really getting out of control. It's starting to look like some of them Hollywood movies.
Think about that.
It's the lying. Yeah. It's the lying.
See these right here? These are magic sunglasses, okay? Put them on, they make you invisible.
Really? Nobody can see me?
Put them on. Julian? Julian! Hello, Julian?
Hey, Sonny, I'm right here.
Oh, the glasses, I couldn't see you. Now, you keep those on, and no one can notice you until you decide they can, okay?
You wonder why we're a debtor nation. You wonder why our country's going to hell. You look at that.
Wow. That's fucking disgraceful. Like, how did so many corrupt motherfuckers get into power? Like, I must have been paying attention to the wrong shit. Well, like, what has everybody been doing when they put this whole plan together? The fuck have they been doing? I'm not in no position of power to stop any of this shit, but all the people that's been around, how do they allow all this shit to happen like this? Wow, man, what the fuck? Wow, I missed a lot of shit. They got Joy Reid looking like a Sith.
I never thought that the shirt I wore to school one spring morning would lead to a federal lawsuit, but the reaction from the adults running my school didn't leave me with much choice. My school spends all of June expressing its view on LGBTQ+ issues, and school officials encourage us to wear our Pride gear to celebrate Pride Month. Like my teachers and principal, I have beliefs too, and I'm not shy about sharing them. I believe there are only two sexes, male and female, and I believe what we call a person's gender, whether someone is man or woman, boy or girl, has everything to do with whether their sex is male or female. This view is backed up by science, and even though the administrators at my school would like me to think I'm alone in holding this view, I know I'm not. Many of my classmates agree. So, on that spring morning, I wore a shirt that got right to the point. there are only two genders. It was so first period when my principal pulled me out of class. I was told that people were complaining about the words on my shirt, that the words on my shirt might make some students feel unsafe. That's right, they admitted the possibility that some words on a shirt might make people feel unsafe was enough to silence my speech.
Wow.
Speech on a topic that already fledged the school. Rather than respecting my right to free speech, officials chose to censor me twice.
Wow. Hey, keep fighting, man. Shout out to Liam, man. What's this? JoinADF.com, Liam? Shout out to Liam. Keep fighting. And let these fucking lunatics tell you what to do. And that's crazy that you would have these kids lie to themselves about basic biology just to please a few fucking people that probably need therapy and need their home investigated to see why they feel like that. Make CPS do their fucking job, but I don't even know if we trust them anymore. They have a track record now of kid trafficking. So who the hell is looking out for kids now? Wow. Shout out to Liam, though.
Things are going to get worse before they get better.
In reality, 72% of voters say that they believe President Biden is too old. That's according to CNN's most recent polling. Voters have been saying this for quite a long time.
Come on, man.
The reality is that the Democratic elites are mostly late to acknowledge these age and ability issues compared to the rest of the public. The elites have been forced to reckon with it after the debate just 11 days ago.
But the fact of the matter is, how can you assure you're going to be on faith that can intervene on your way to go to, work tomorrow? Age wasn't, the idea I'm too old.
The fact of the matter is, how can you assure you're going to be out on your way to go, work tomorrow? Age wasn't, the idea that I'm too old.
Doesn't make any sense, does it? Well, no, it makes perfect sense.
Did you ever watch the debate afterwards?
I don't think I did, no.
He doesn't think he did?
By the way, I'm proud to be, as I said, the first vice president, first black woman, served with a black president. I'm proud to the role of the first black woman.
Hold up. That's crazy. I never knew that. Joe Biden was the first black woman president we ever had. Oh, wow. Wow, that's a great achievement, man. I thought Kamala Harris was, running to be the first. Come to find out, Joe Biden was the first black woman we ever had in office. That's a real milestone for America, man.
In the Supreme Court, there's just so much that we can do because together there's nothing. Look, this is the United States of America.
He's proud to be the first black woman? Not coherent. And even then, we later found out, from the radio host, that the Biden campaign had given her a list of questions to ask President Biden. That is a huge no-no in journalism, and the host was fired for it, but it remains quite telling that in the Biden campaign's efforts to show that the president has not missed a step, his campaign felt the need to feed questions to the hosts for a call-in radio interview.
Wow.
Think about that. I feel as long as I gave it my all and I did the goodest job as I know I can do, that's what this is about.
As long as he gave it his all and did the goodest job he could do, that's what it's all about. Is it?
You like that, old man?
Hey, yo, I just got to do a quick RIP to Bob Barker, man. Like, it was a big part of the culture growing up. I always seen him on TV, funny guy. RIP Bob, man.
America is back.
Wow. Jake Tapper turning on Biden, man. I did not have that shit on my bingo card. It gets brutal. The downward spiral continues. What the hell is going on? Look at Whoopi. Oh my God!
Everyone, I just landed in Charlotte. Crowds, people can't even.
I I wish I was back home to go to that rally in Charlotte. Probably would.
On Saturday, I was shocked when I heard that he has been shot, and I just wanted to know if he was okay. It was heartbreaking that someone would do that to another person. A lot of people have put my grandpa through hell, and he's still standing.
And you know what's crazy? People can say what they want about Donald Trump. How many people do you know when they grandkids make honor roll any of that, go print out papers of it and give it to their friends and stuff? How many people do you know doing that shit? Proud to do stuff like that. I bet you can't name fucking 2 on your hand. Like, let's be real, man. They talk about character. The guy has great character. Like me, I love and support Trump because of his policies and how much he actually cares about the average American over the government and donors. That's why I respect him so much. But, you know, they talk about character. Show me something that Joe Biden does along the lines of character like that. Like, literally, Hunter Biden has a strange daughter that they don't even claim. They don't even bring around. Nobody talks about that, though. But they want to talk about President Trump's character. Man, please.
Grandpa, you are such an inspiration, and I love you. The media makes my grandpa seem like a different person, but I know him for who he is. He's very caring and loving. He truly wants the best for this country, and he will fight every single day to make America great again. Thank you very much.
Let's make America not communist again. Straight up.
That's nice.
The next day.
Now, for me, I have a lot of faith in the American people. And I don't know very many men who want to be talked to the way that this man has been talking to men in his audience. I don't know any women, and I know his grandchild was up on the thing, and they're trying to humanize him and change your idea about who this guy is. Don't fall for that.
Trump, you're talking about. Yeah. Talking about Trump.
The media makes my grandpa seem like a different person, but I know him.
And I know his grandchild was up on the thing, and they're trying to humanize him and change your idea about who this guy is.
If he's not human, what the fuck is he? like, what is he then? This shit has gotten, like, politics have polarized America so fucking bad in the last couple of years, and it's strictly Democrats. They radicalized so fucking hard into everything. Everything they took and went from 1 to a fucking million with it. And then they want to blame everybody else. Fuck these people.
Don't fall for that.
Trump, you're talking about. Yeah. Talking about Trump.
It's sick.
So, animals can sense evil.
But these people are sick people. These are people that I think they hate our country. You want to know the truth?
It ain't no think, Donald J. They definitely hate America. Definitely. 1,000,000%. What did this bastard get denied? Yeah, I gotta go through these Savati. Savati funny as hell.
It's time to build back better. My campaign for president, I made a commitment. I made a commitment that would provide student debt relief.
What?
And I'm honoring that commitment today. Using the authority Congress granted the Department of Education, we will forgive $10,000 in outstanding federal student loans.
Many months later.
This is a CBS News special report. I'm Nate Burleson. Breaking news out of the Supreme Court. The court just ruled that the Biden administration's student loan forgiveness plan is unconstitutional.
The Supreme Court blocked us, but that didn't stop us.
Approximately 10 hours later.
Today, I'm proud to announce a new program called the SAVE Plan. It's the most affordable student loan plan ever. I've said it before and I'll say it again. As long as I'm president, my administration will never stop fighting to deliver relief to borrowers and bring the promise of college to more Americans. And that's a commitment.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Don't.
You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up.
A federal appeals court is blocking the remainder of the Biden administration's student debt relief plan. The order blocks all aspects of the SAVE plan, which would have lowered monthly payments for millions of borrowers.
It's a new program called the SAVE Plan. It's the most affordable student loan plan ever.
But not anymore.
A group of Republican-led states requested the plan to be put on hold. The order came yesterday, the same day the Biden administration announced new student debt relief plans. The White House says it would impact about 35,000 public sector workers and amount to about $1.2 billion. The relief would come through the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program.
The relief would come through the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program.
Promise made and a promise kept. Look.
Yeah, keep kicking his corrupt ass. Cause he swears he can do whatever he want to do, man, and that's not how the presidency works. They try though.
Were you born between 1989 and 1999? If so, you can get $250 to spend.
Nobody want no fucking Taco Bell. $250 spent at Taco Bell. What, so your belly can explode open? Yeah, right. 5 minutes after you eat that shit, you gonna, man, your organs, your internal organs gonna come shooting out your ass from all that garbage at Taco Bell.
Well, guess what? They're trying to push me out of the race. No! Well, let me say this as clearly as I can. I'm staying in the race. I'll beat Donald Trump. I will beat him again in 2020.
What?
Are you sure about that?
Now they had to change the music for license copyright purposes on YouTube, but he came out to that 50 Cent mini, man. That shit was hard.
At this very moment, Democrat Party bosses are frantically trying to overthrow the results of their own party's primaries to dump crooked Joe Biden from the ballot. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
We are learning that former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and President Biden spoke again recently, and that Pelosi told the president that polling shows that the president cannot defeat Donald Trump and that he could destroy Democrats' chances of winning the House if he were to continue seeking a second term.
Sort of interesting. This guy goes and he gets the votes, and now they want to take it away. That's democracy. They talk about democracy.
Think about that.
We had the best border, the safest border, the border that saved my life. You know, I was pointing to an immigration border sign when I made this turn, and that thing went that way instead of that way. So I owe immigration my life. It's true.
Hey, that's crazy.
We must face the simple truth. To protect America as a land that welcomes immigrants, we must first secure the border and secure it now.
And it's because we had like a...
Hey, yo, that shit is insane. He really said this after that?
And secure it now.
Wow.
And it's because we had like a crane holding this massive sign. I call it the $1 million sign. They're expensive. but that sign was very good. I think I'm going to sleep with it tonight. Going to sleep with it tonight. You know, I have to just interject. If you would turn off those cameras, because I don't want this. See the screen up there of me? That's very severe, that comb over. That's a severe sucker. What's with that one? It looks okay from the other side. But that is very severe. I apologize. Man.
Hey, this dude is funny as shit.
I looked up there. I said, whoa. But what they do is misinformation and disinformation, and they keep saying, he's a threat to democracy. I'm saying, what the hell did I do for democracy? Last week, I took a bullet for democracy. To the Democrats, I say, be careful what you wish for.
Facts. Because MAGA's right around the corner, bitches. November is almost here. Holy shit, he knew it. Oh, God. It look like it's getting even crazier. What is this? Oh, that's that shit with the coupe.
It's time to start my second life. 4.
Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
How did I do with the debate the other night?
Oh, fantastic.
He kicked that old broken down pile of crap. Yeah. It's a bad guy. He just quit, you know. He's quitting the race. Is that right? Yep, I got him out of the race. And that means we have Kamala. I think she's going to be better. She's so bad. She's so pathetic. It's so amazing. It's just so bad. So I just can't imagine. But can you imagine that guy dealing with Putin and the president of China, who's a fierce person? He's a fierce man, a very tough guy. And they see him. They can't. But they just announced he's probably quitting.
Good.
Very good.
Yeah, that's amazing.
You just keep knocking him out, right?
That's it. Okay, I can first.
A sharp turn for history. As President Biden announced at 1:46 p.m., there would be no last campaign for him. I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term. Then, in a separate statement, the president embraced his vice president. I want to offer my full support and endorsement for Kamala to be the nominee of our party this year.
She's so bad. She's so pathetic.
How competitive is she? What data do we have?
Well, Lester, Vice President Harris matches up against former President Trump very similarly to President Biden, though some polls show her doing a little bit better. In our most recent NBC News poll, Mr. Trump leads Mr. Biden 45-43, while Trump leads Vice President Harris 47-45.
Oh, no! We suck again!
I love, okay, so this is where you're going to hear the geek in me. I love Venn diagrams. So, those 3 circles, sometimes there's more.
Geek out.
And you can tell so much if you just look at where the intersections are.
What the fuck is she talking about? I never know what she's talking about.
We did it. We did it, Joe.
I probably smoked more Parmesan cheese than anyone.
I am your retribution. I am your retribution. Trump's been right about everything. And if you think about it, I really have.
Yeah, he really has. Shit is crazy. This Frost guy out of Florida really, really irritates me, man. Make sure y'all voting for Willie J. Montague, man, out of Florida. Great candidate.
And so this is an organization, this is a right-wing campaign that's going to be racist, misogynistic against the vice president, but we're going to stand on the issues and what really matters. It's the fact that she is qualified. They want to call her a DEI president or DEI candidate. She has more experience than Trump and J.D. Vance combined times a million, right? She
has more experience than them combined times a million. Does this delusional bastard not know that Trump was already president once? Like, literally, the fucking host doesn't even believe him. Doesn't even believe that garbage.
She worked at the state level. She was the attorney general. She's vice president of the United States. She was a senator representing one of the largest states in the entire country. And so these are just racist dog whistles. Whenever you hear DEI, I want you to think about the N-word. I want you to think about racial slurs. That's what
he wants you to think when Democrats the ones who introduced and brought DEI into our fucking lives. So they had no problem bringing that shit, implementing that shit into our lives, but they got a problem with how people use it. Maybe y'all should have left that shit in the graveyard where it fucking belonged.
they actually mean.
What?
So these are just racist dog whistles. Whenever you hear DEI, I want you to think about the N-word. I want you to think about racial slurs.
So when they implement DEI and hire people through DEI, they're basically hiring N-words, and they want you people to know that. So if you go through anything in the DEI process, you are the N-word. Democrats are literally telling you that. They implemented it. The only thing you have to do is let these people talk. You don't have to argue with them. You don't have to do nothing. Just let them talk. And they will fucking destroy themselves.
Come up here. Come here. She looks so smart and good. Do you mind if I do a job interview right now? We need good people. How are you? So what's your experience in front of the world?
Well, I design, I do wreaths, I do all types of decorations.
And you like this building?
Yes,
okay.
I do.
So here's what I'm going to do. There's the man. Stand right over here.
Oh my God.
If we can make a good deal in the salary, she's going to probably have a job, okay? All right, good. Have a good time. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. Good. Thank you. So nice.
That's racist.
And two of the great artists of our time representing the groundbreaking legacy of hip-hop in America, LL Cool J. By the way, that man's got biceps bigger than my thighs.
What?
We are led by...
He called LL Cool J a boy. I don't really attach the words that much, but we all know how Democrats like to use that type of shit. Everything's about race and color with them, so we just run with it. That was racist.
Very, very stupid people. Very, very stupid people.
That shit is super cringe. OMG, that backfired brutally. Yo, why did nobody ever tell me that Mark Cuban was such a cuck? Shit is disgusting.
Did you know that in Texas, rifles can be carried in public without a license, whereas in Florida, no open carrying is allowed?
Who cares? 2A shall not be infringed. Who is currently the low energy candidate for president? Billionaire. Billionaire, guys. Now we all make mistakes tweeting. Because I got big ass fingers. So when I be trying to tweet, plus with autocorrect, it does become a little crazy because they take words, remove words, all type of shit. So I give him the benefit of the doubt, but let's continue.
Think about that.
Wait, there is just one more question.
Bruh.
Just stunning isn't the right word. I mean, it's just crazy.
Always remember, if you ain't first, you're last.
Quote unquote border czar. Vice President Harris was not a border czar.
Meantime, Vice President and border czar Kamala Harris facing some backlash.
What he said about Harris and immigration.
Man, she was the border czar that literally the tweets are still up. Why is that even a debate? Like, you can still go to her channel right now and see the tweets. The fuck? How could people be dishonest, like this dishonest, man? It's disgusting.
We are going to go over common pieces of career advice that job seekers.
But look at what I've inherited and what I've done.
According to a new analysis from NBC News, quote, expert analysis and available data from major city police departments show, despite several horrifying high-profile incidents, there is no evidence of a migrant-driven crime wave in the United States. In fact, in many of the cities, like New York, that have taken in a huge amount of migrants, and there really have been a lot, crime has gone down quite considerably.
Oh my God, man. When the fuck do they fire fucking losers like this? This guy's a straight fucking loser. It's plenty of evidence to, like, completely destroy what the fuck you just said. His name Chris Hayes. What a lying piece of shit.
Bad boys, what you gonna do?
Fucking nerd.
Community in Brooklyn tonight coming together asking for help. They say migrant shelters in their neighborhood are leading to violence and bringing in dangerous gang members. And just this past weekend, 3 people were shot, 2 of them died.
The border is secure.
In Clinton Hill, migrants from a 4,000-bed shelter nearby fill the sidewalks. They sit on park benches, on stoops and curbs, under the BQE overpass.
They're dressed nice, man. Their clothes are really nice. They have nice name brand stuff and a lot of other shit that a lot of Americans don't have.
So many people crowded in here, residents feared what was coming.
We have been witnessing the escalation in violence on the street and in the community for months now.
We have a brand.
New York has a brand.
New York has a brand.
We've been pleading with the mayor, as we've seen increased violence, that this was going to be inevitable.
And on Sunday night, it came. 2 people were murdered here, a third critically injured just outside one of the 2 adjacent shelters in Clinton Hill.
I want to change the psychology around crime in New York City because we are the safest big city in America.
Residents came together tonight to demand the city provide more protection for them now and move to downsize the 2 enormous and crowded migrant shelters in Clinton Hill.
There is simply no universe where you can cram 4,000 vulnerable people together safely. Do you believe us now? How many more murders will it take?
Some here are frightened now just to go outside.
Now it feels like that whole section is just not available to the community
asking our local elected
anymore. So our parks are not available to
Can't go there.
anymore.
Search out.
Yo, you get what you fucking vote for, or in this case, what you allow the system to vote for. Because, you know, I know New York is blue, but how the fuck did Kathy Hochul get back in there over Lee Zeldin? Like, how? So nobody feels sorry for New York at all. The residents, I feel sorry for the kids who didn't get to make those decisions for them. Those are the only people I feel sorry for, is the kids and the Republicans and like MAGA that's out there that didn't choose any of that shit. Those are the only people I feel bad for. Everybody who went to the polling places and voted blue, no matter who, you get what you fucking vote for. Nobody feels bad for you. Suck that shit up. I just feel bad for the kids and everybody else who didn't support that shit.
And give us a list of all of the empty lots that there are.
The mayor today didn't offer much hope, saying police are looking at a violent Venezuelan street gang as the people behind the shootings.
Well, when you bring in millions of Venezuelans and their crime drops 67%, what the fuck do you think is going to happen? And when it's mostly males coming over, a couple women and kids sprinkled throughout to make it look good for TV. No, it's fucking men. They're criminal dumping at our border, letting the prisons and jails go. You don't need no fucking rocket science for that. Just open your fucking eyes.
Police are looking at a
violent Venezuelan street gang as the people behind the shootings.
We've become a dumping ground for the entire world. In Venezuela, crime is down 72%. I'm going to tell Charlie Kirk.
Hey, I stand corrected. I apologize. The initial reports I seen was 67%. It's down 72. 72%. Wow, man. And guess where that crime is at now? Right here in the red, white, and blue. You corrupt Democrat bitches. Nasty work.
I'm going to say, Charlie, next year, I want to have your wonderful summit in Venezuela. And he'll say, why? I said, because there's no crime in Venezuela. They put all their criminals into the United States. So I want to go to Venezuela where it's safe. Can you believe it?
No one has yet been arrested for those murders on Sunday night, and that definitely hasn't made anyone here feel any safer. Police say they know who they're looking for. They just haven't found him yet.
Well, that's great news, isn't it?
And you know, my guess is they got on a fucking plane with their free flights from the Biden administration and went to California somewhere. So you probably never will see those people again until ICE pick their ass up when President Trump take over and send their ass back to where they came from.
There is no evidence of a migrant-driven crime wave in the United States.
Replay poker.
That's crazy. Immigrant crime being down 72%. Wow, our crime is breaking records over here. And then you find out that 40% of law enforcement isn't even reporting crimes to the FBI. Wow, man. Honestly, do you think at this point that like America can like be saved? Or are we too far gone? Whoever watching, please let me know, man. Like, how do you guys feel about this shit? Wow. She was just hit with a devastating blow. What? What was this? Democrats have a problem with black male voters. VP Kamala Harris is quietly trying to fix it.
How many of you know a black man who has expressed to you that they're committed to voting for Donald Trump?
My God.
For the brothers who have told you that or said that to you, has the emergence of Kamala Harris changed that for those brothers? No.
What is going on?
Oh, I forgot. You're broken. I don't want to play with you anymore.
I love Venn diagrams.
Do you hear that? It's the winds of change.
Wow. That should be no surprise to her, though. When you try to run off being black, you better make sure you fucking black. That's all I'm saying. You don't run off something as petty as color and then not be what you say you are. That's like the fucking recipe for failure. Why would you even do that to yourself? You should have just ran off being like multiple ethnicities. Because then you can relate to all different types of people. That's what I would have ran on if I was her. I have Indian culture, Jamaican culture. You know, she don't want to go into too far into Jamaican culture, because then you find out that her family was slave owners in Jamaica, Irish slave owners. So she might want to pivot away from that shit. But you would play more off you having multiple cultures associated with you than just, oh, I'm black, this and that, this and that. Because when you do play into your multiculturalism, you can say, hey, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. I can relate to everybody. But these people aren't fucking smart. And the only thing she does is giggle on camera. So that shit doesn't help her at all. As soon as she open her mouth, she just lose votes. Shit is crazy. Let's see. He's finally back and worse than ever.
To get started in data analytics, you don't analytics certificate.
What are we doing? This is the United States of America, damn it.
And most recently and most shockingly, the Supreme Court established in Trump versus the United States a dangerous precedent. They ruled, as you know, that the President of the United States has immunity for potential crimes, for potential crimes.
Today, Junior!
The court made a ruling for one, a former president. No other president in our history has asked for this kind of immunity for criminal actions. And
hey, before he started getting talking crazy like that, he need to remember who he ran with. Who were you vice president to? Because that guy definitely needs immunity. 100%.
No president, no former president, not me, not one, not one should have been given any exception.
This shit is hard to watch, man.
Oh, man. Doesn't make any sense, does it? Well, no, it makes perfect sense.
But all kidding aside, of course, President Harris is a proud Howard alum.
Clearly and unambiguously urge all Americans to take the vaccine once it's available. I took it to instill public confidence in the vaccine. President-elect Harris took hers today for the same reason.
I wonder if that shot did anything to his cranium. I wonder if that has anything to do with his brain functioning right now. Like, honestly, that shit created so many problems for people. I just wonder if that why he's so like cognitively impaired right now. But you know, they would never say that because he pushed the shot on people hard. I'm trying not to even say the V word no more because YouTube has just been annihilating my channel every time I mention that. Well, I haven't mentioned it in a while, man, but like, it's crazy because I put out the videos about the shot and got strikes and all that. Couldn't upload on my channel and all that. And then come to find out, like, I think it was like, what, a week or two later when they had the Fauci congressional hearings, everything turned out to be true that I was talking about. YouTube didn't apologize for shit. Didn't remove the strike things, none of that. But I just wonder if that shot has his health looking so dog shit like this right now. They'll never let us know though, but it might have something to do with it.
A few days ago, it was also Kamala's birthday. She turned 30. And happy birthday, great president. We know your mom's always with you. The 2023 Stanley Cup champion, Vegas Golden Knights. President Harris is there to make sure we do this the right way. Last week, President Harris and I stood in the United States Capitol.
Thank you, everybody. Have a seat. Have a seat. Thank you. Vice President Biden, Vice President. That was a joke.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, shit. I'm not being facetious. Well, President Harris led this effort. led this effort to make things better. No former president, not me, not one.
Maybe it's a mistake.
We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
Because it's all part of the plan.
Nasty work. Nasty work. I just got the little Stevie Wonder joint left now.
If you're looking to get a degree in
definitely had to catch up on that Sabati though. Hilarious content, man. You should definitely give him a follow over on YouTube.
100.
Police were warned of Trump rally shooter at least 86 seconds before gunfire, video shows. Wow.
Senator, just to clarify the timeline, so the individual was first seen by law enforcement on the roof at about 6:08. We're still working to perfect the timeline based on the radio comms and all that. It wasn't until at 6:11:03 seconds, the officer saw him and called out his arm. That was the first sighting where he had the rifle on the roof, and then he.
And that was relayed to the Secret Service Command Center at that point.
My understanding is no, Secret Service, it was not relayed to them. It's a narrower time frame, though. It's probably about maybe up to half a minute between the time he's seen with the rifle and when the shots are fired.
Wait, hold on.
Wow.
Just a second. Let me make sure I got this straight.
It's probably about maybe up to
half a minute between the time he's seen with the rifle and when the shots are fired.
Oh, God. Wow. Okay.
But there's still time. At that point, if there were an open channel of communication in which they were able to tell him, he's got a gun, take him out. You could still take President Trump off the stage. You could have him duck. You could have the shooter neutralized. Do you not have a channel of communication by which they can say, gun, take him out? So again, Senator, that information stayed in local channels and did not make it over to Secret Service. Did they not consider that relevant?
Wow, man.
Sorry. Yeah. You're saying that you're saying that the local police didn't consider that relevant enough to pass along to the Secret Service? Sir, I think that they were in the midst of dealing with a very critical situation, and they articulated that over the radio.
That was the fucking critical situation. Like, oh my God, bro. The lack of intelligence really fucking pisses me off. Were they at another situation or something? I'm missing something. They were on a critical situation. That was the fucking situation. 100% inside job, bro. 100% inside job.
As I understand it. However, it was never relayed over to us.
Thank you, Senator Lee.
I just saw the panel from the local law enforcement. They never had contact with Secret Service. Secret Service never got on the same page with them, briefed them on anything. 100% inside job.
This is bullshit. All right, take it easy, man.
Would you please remove any metallic items you're carrying? Keys, loose change.
Holy shit.
No, don't let him go.
This time, the greatest threat is not from the outside of our country. I really believe this. It's from within. It's the people from within our country that are more dangerous than the people outside. We can handle China. We can handle Russia. We can handle all of them if you have a smart leader. But the inside people are very dangerous. They're very sick people, in my opinion, in many cases. They're sick.
Facts. Very sick and dangerous people. Like it's got to the point to where these people believe their own fucking lies. And when it has crossed that point, it ain't no going back, man. We have to remove these people.
But then now, if this is true, and he over there doing the full-on Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer impression.
Oh, that dude do coke. The amazing Lucas. This dude's a fucking lunatic. The guy right here with the flag on his hat. This dude is a lunatic, and he's obsessed with Greg Foreman from a Black conservative perspective. Like, this Lucas dude is straight obsessed with him. I've never seen no shit like this on the internet. And like, I think it's jealousy because of, you know, the traction that Greg made with the channel. Dude, how far did you think you were gonna go with the mentally ill Democrat base? You might be able to grift some money for a little while, but you're not gonna blow up. Especially after this election. A lot of these Democrat influencers, well, they just gonna keep talking about Trump for what is this? It's been 8 years so far. They're just gonna keep talking about Trump for what? The next 4? That'll be 12 years just talking about Trump. If you can get paid off creating shit content like that for years, hey, do you? But I don't see that. I don't see that lasting much longer. The grift is definitely coming to an end. Let's see what else we can come across on here.
Back, we doing.
Oh, what was that Maxine Waters thing I seen? That woman is insane. Her and Sheila Jackson are like a real problem. Look at this Congressman Maxine Waters. You're a congressman and I have more subscribers than you. Literally, you're a fucking congresswoman. I have more subscribers than you, man. Wow, man. This is crazy. Hold on, she got, let me see. Here it is.
We, the people of the United States.
We've moved so far away from the Constitution that in many ways we don't even recognize it.
In order to form...
Man,
hey, ladies and
gentlemen. Ain't that the truth? We don't even recognize the Constitution at this point.
Gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and fresh off her anti-white people tirade, Representative Maxine Waters was humiliated on national television. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. And if you think the Democrat Party is the worst bunch of bigots in the country, and you want Donald Trump back in the White House, hit that join button, become a member of this channel. You guys remember a couple days ago? If you don't, you can check our channel. There's a video on it where Representative Maxine Waters went on a rant about how she didn't want anything from white people. And she was at Essence Fest when she did this, which is a black event typically. And it's just, you know, anti-white people screed that she went on. Again, if you haven't seen it, check the video on this channel. We have of it. Well, now she went on national television on CNN to talk about something completely different. And let's just say she had a malfunction that was rather humiliating. I've watched this several times and I laugh every time. So I'm laughing just thinking about it. I want you guys to watch this and then let me know, you know what, in the comments, just give your, whatever you would say to Maxine Waters, say it in the comments. I want to read them, please.
From Democrats all the time, but, you know, actually Congressman or Senator Bennett said that
she don't want nothing from white people, but everything she got on is donations and money from white people. As she slaves to Nancy Pelosi. This bitch disgusts me.
Made this point in the last hour as well. He said, you know,
look at a dog-faced bitch.
Voters, they've seen President Biden. They've lived through his presidency. They've also seen former President Trump. They've lived through his presidency. They've heard these arguments about democracy, about the fate of the election, and yet Trump is not only winning, but
look at her. This bitch is worried about her hair while they supposed to be speaking about important issues.
Former President Trump, they've lived through his presidency. They've heard these arguments about democracy, about the fate of the election, and yet Trump is not only winning, but winning increasingly by a larger margin.
Yeah.
So what is the plan among Democrats to change?
Fuck these communists.
Change that trajectory. It sounds like you're talking about saying and doing all the same things, but do you believe that something needs to change?
I think we need to keep working, and we work harder. I do think there's one thing that we need to do, and that is tell the story of the successes of this president. Tell how he has done very, very significant things, whether we're talking about what he has done.
Congresswoman, you think that this is just about whether or not people are hearing about the good things that President Biden has done? You don't think that that's been communicated so far in this campaign?
No, it has not been well done.
Why not?
We have not.
Man, let me find out Abby Phillips is doing her real fucking job. What? This is surprising to me. What? The shield Abby Phil? Come on. She actually doing her job?
Not told the story as well as it should be told. And I am telling you that we've got to do a better job of that. We mix that with the terrible character of Trump and the fact that the democracy is at stake and that this president has not only been successful, the unemployment rates are good, whether or not the infrastructure.
Whether or not the garbage. Let's go to that racist rant that she supposedly did. I have to see this rant. He said it's on their page. Where is it? All right, so that's the one I just watched. So it should be. Oh, here it is.
Vernon Central High School.
Yeah, let's check this out. Probably take a little break. Go get me something to eat and stuff. Bop, bop, bop.
Gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America and Mad Maxine Waters. She took the racism mask completely off. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. And if you think Maxine Waters should be kicked out of Congress, and you think Donald Trump should be in the White House, hit that join button and become a member of this channel. Maxine Waters was at an event where she made a speech, and in this speech she just shredded white people, totally went in on white people. And I have to laugh about it because she talks about not wanting to accept perks of the job. This is a woman who lives in a mansion nowhere near her constituents. Maxine.
Not only does she live in a mansion nowhere near her constituents, but for her to hate white people, she took an awful lot of money from Sam Bankman-Fried from FTX. You know, and it's funny because at the same time, America was sending billions to Ukraine, which Ukraine was using FTX, the so-called secure their money moves or whatever the fuck they called it during that time. So here you had Democrats in Congress, I'm pretty sure Republicans too, uniparty bastards, sending money to Ukraine that they were money laundering in Washington through FTX back to Democrats in donations during the midterms and, you know, before that. So, you know, for Maxine Waters to not take perks and any of that shit from white people is complete bullshit. Her life is built off perks from white people.
And how'd you make so much money? I mean, you don't make that much as a representative. How do you get a mansion, Max? What's going on there? How did your daughter getting millions of dollars to work for your campaign every single time you campaign? How's that happening?
What?
What's going on there, Maxine?
Hold up, you can get millions just for working for one of these campaigns? Wow, man. Who knew politics was so lucrative? I thought that you end up going in broke, and the donors, you know, that you sell your body to make you rich. Oh, I think that is how it works.
Is your daughter giving you a kickback on that, maybe? I don't know.
100%.
I don't know. But I do know that in this video, she says she won't accept any perks from any white people. Absolutely disgusting. I want you to imagine a white politician said that about black people and what would happen. And rightfully happen. But it won't happen to Maxine Waters because same set of rules don't apply. Take a look at this and then tell me what you would say to Maxine Waters.
And the same set of rules don't apply, not because she's black, but because she's Democrat. Remember that.
If you had a chance to talk to her in the comments.
Now I want to get a little personal. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm from St. Louis, Missouri originally. My mother had 13 children. And I want you to know we were poor. We saw a lot of families suffer in St. Louis. We saw a lot of untimely and unnecessary deaths in St. Louis. Some of my best friends who didn't live too far from me, every member of the family died because they ended up with something that could have been cured at the time. But we did not have health care, et cetera, et cetera. I know and I understand what poverty is all about. I know and I understand racism. I know and I understand how we have been undermined, how we have been neglected, how we have struggled, the sacrifices that have been made by our forefathers and mothers, the civil rights movement and Black Lives Matter now and all of that. I am not about to go to Congress looking for white people to give me some perks so that I can get a better office and I can go on a vacation and I can do all that. Hell no. I am there because I'm going to use my power and my influence to uplift my people. I'm going to use my...
What the fuck has she done? Only thing she uplifted was her fucking cheekbones with bow ties. Like, what has she done? Come out here in fancy jewelry and shit? Fixing your hair and then go back to your mansion and talk shit about the people you just had a meeting with? Disgusting. And you know what? It took me getting older to realize that America and white people aren't the problem. I grew up in poverty and on welfare and food stamps and all that shit and getting hand-me-downs from the local coalition for clothes. They weren't the problem. They weren't the reason why I was going through that shit. The reason I was going through that shit is because of poor black fucking leaders who get rich off of keeping us down and oppressed and low informed. Like, one of Black America's biggest downfalls is lack of information. We're literally at the bottom of the totem pole for information. We're low information. Literally. One simple thing that could change a lot in the black community as far as finances and all that. Life insurance. Why the fuck don't black people mostly have life insurance? You're gonna die anyway. You're guaranteed to die. Leave your kids some money. When most of the black people that I grew up around and still what I see now, when somebody passes away, they have to sell plates. They have to make GoFundMe. They have to do all that just to bury the family. But what does that also do? Puts the family in debt. It's like a black hole. Just like when you got all the youth going to jail. These people you don't even have money to go to jail or go to prison. Your family has to come get you when you go to jail. And guess what that does? Put them in even more debt. Then you got people who have to put up their house to get people out of jail. Like, quit being so fucking selfish in black communities. You go to jail knowing that your family's poor, don't have no money. So now they have to come get you. They're behind on more money. They're in debt now. It's a fucking black hole. And low information is one of those things. Like, it's insane, man. But you have all these internal problems, and yet still, here, let me point the finger at the white man. You know, you can point your finger at the government. You can keep that bitch pointed at the government. They created a lot of problems for black Americans. With their policy, Democrat policies, have been punishing black Americans for decades. Over a century. But they still white boogeyman. We need some accountability, man. You're not going to have shit in life without no accountability. I don't give a shit if I got into some crazy situation where I was with somebody. Maybe I shouldn't have went with them. Maybe I should have thought about their character and all that shit before I went with them. You know, some shit in life you can't control, but you can't crawl with that shit. The shit you can't control, you have to take responsibility and accountability for. It's simple as that. But this black hole that's in the black communities, yo, we have to seal that fucking hole up and get people like her far the fuck away from us. Fight to uplift my people, this and that. Who the fuck have you uplifted? Somebody please online come out with a good Maxine Waters story on how she did good work for her constituents. Show me one fucking thing this woman has done besides get old and rich in the Democrat Party. and be Robin to fucking Nancy Pelosi's Batman. The fuck out of here. Now, we're not even going to use that analogy. We'll say the Harley Quinn to the Joker. Like, what the fuck? These people are crazy. And I'm sick of seeing this shit. Like, let's talk about the real issues in the black community, which is black leadership. And them selling us out anytime they get a fucking dime thrown at them. That's the real problem.
My power and my influence to do everything that I can to close this wealth gap. They have stolen from us. They have taken from us. We've not had the opportunities to gain wealth. And so,
taken from us, stolen from us, all this other shit. What about the other immigrants that come over here from all these other countries and just do so well? They're not white. So why are they coming over here doing so? Like, you literally don't even have people that's been in this country 30 days have stores and shit. Convenience stores. You know, what are the grants and all this other stuff? Like, how do we get those? Why don't y'all peel back some of the layers on that so real Americans can take advantage of that shit instead of prioritizing immigrants over their own, like, of your own people? This shit is laughable, man. I can't stand these fucking people, man. So, like, so disingenuous.
influence now. Don't come to me, big banks in America, telling me to protect you. I'm out to get you. I am out to make sure you stop robbing our communities. Don't come to me, all of the big corporations of America who've had influence in the Congress for far too many years. I'm a sister from South Central LA.
Do you know where I am right now? Maxine Waters' $6 million mansion. Do you know where I'm not right now? Maxine Waters District. Yep, that's right. Maxine does not live in her district.
Wow. Wow. Super exposure. Look at this, man. Maxine Waters. $6 million house. Gates everywhere in that bitch. And these are the black leaders, man, that tell you, hey, we're getting robbed by the banks. The white man's stealing from us. White man's taking everything we got. We can't do nothing without the white man. And this bitch lives in a $6 million mansion. $6 million. Fuck these people, man. Let's make America great again, man. Probably be back on this later. Wow, what a crazy morning. I missed a lot of shit, man. Let's make America great again, man. Y'all seen it like I seen it. I'm out.